Hello and welcome to another Android tutorial. This is tutorial number 19. Let's go ahead and fire it up. As you can see, this looks pretty much the same as number 13. This is actually a re-implementation of 13 using the alert dialog methods. So we're going to be able to create, update, and delete entries from our notepad using the alert menu. And we can see the alert dialog pops up. And we can save. We can add another note. Save. We can edit our note. And we can save. And we can delete our note. Delete. And if we don't want to do anything at all, we hit cancel. So let's go ahead and look at our project. We've still just got the same two classes as before. We've got our note helper class. The note helper class is going to be identical to the one in number 13. We've got our insert, update, delete, get all, get by ID, and get note. Now let's look at our tutorial 19.java. As you can see, we've got our note adapter, which is our cursor adapter, and our note holder. Those are the same as they've been in pretty much all of our examples using the note adapter. We've never really changed it since, I believe, number 10, with good reason. It's been implemented properly, and it works. Let's go ahead and look over at the beginning of the class. So you can see our onCreate method looks pretty much the same. We've got the same stuff as you've seen before. If anyone's not familiar with this, if they think they need some more commenting, I can help probably make some more comments in this, but just send me an email. Most important things to be aware of, we've got our onClick listener on our list, and we've got a button that's got our onAdd method on a set click listener. Our onAdd method just calls our edit box method. Our onClick listener just gets the value of the item in the list we clicked, and then also calls the edit box. You can see this note ID is saved up here. Where'd it go? There it is. String note ID. Now let's actually look at our edit box. So we've got our edit box method, and this one's a bit more in-depth than one in the previous number 18. You can see we inflate our view, we create our builder, we use our builder to set the title, we set the view, then we need to get our edit note, edit text box. And the reason we need to do this is because if the note ID is not null, which means this is an edit and not an add, we need to be able to get the cursor, move it to first, and then set the value of the edit text box to the text string of the note so we can edit it. Now we want to add our buttons. We've got 3 buttons, which is the normal limit for a alert dialog. We've got button 1, we call it the positive button, save. Button 2 is the negative button, it's the cancel, and button 3 is the neutral button, it's delete. And you can see for each one of these buttons, we've defined an onClick listener, which creates an onClick method. This is the save. You can see we get our edit text note again. We have to get it again because this is inside of another constructor, and so it otherwise would not be accessible just by declaring it up here. We see if our note ID is null, once again. If it is, our helper is we insert. If it's not null, it's an update, so we need to call the update method. And then we set our note ID back to null, and then in either case, we requery the dataset. So we refresh our list. Pretty basic. Button 2 is our cancel. Our cancel doesn't do anything except cancel the alert dialog. So there's no functions inside this onClick method. And then button 3 is delete. And you can see it looks pretty much the same. If the note ID is null, then we're not going to do anything. So we just return. If it's otherwise, we call our helper delete method, passing it the note ID. Then we set that note ID to null once again because we're done with that note ID. And just in case the next one is going to be an add, we need it to not contain the note ID from the previous edit event. And then once again, we requery the data. And then the final thing we call, after all of that is built and set up, is the builder.show method. That's just to actually show the dialog. So that's it. It's pretty basic. This is how you implement a basic list stored in a database using the alert dialogs to insert, update, and delete. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or comment on my YouTube page or send me a message via YouTube. And as always, this project will be available for download.